Scream that is trying to escape from your mouth won't come out. Your body completely paralyzed by fear. And then you wake up.
Somehow I was able to raise up my arms and roll myself out of bed. When I hit the floor, that's when it stopped.
Richard Lewis remembers that night vividly. He says it still frightens him decades later.
When you don't know what you're going through and everything like this, and then when you explain it to somebody, that's older than you, and they'll tell you that was Kooshma.
When Titania Johnson was 3, his mother moved him back to New Iberia. He grew up hearing these stories.
The tale never changed over the years. It was always a demon or a witch that rides your back and smothers you while you sleep or holds you down while you sleep. It was always the same thing. And for me, it was just a little too vague. It wasn't enough. I'm the type of person that's like, I need to know more, and everything like that. But there was never more.
And Titania did get more, an experience of his own.
And I was screaming out for somebody to help me. But in that state, it was like I was drowning. When I finally came up out of it, I was actually holding the pillow over my head. It's like basically smothering myself. But in my mind, I was drowning and being, held underwater and drowning. But I was actually smothering myself with the pillow. So yeah, that was a little bit more difficult for me to handle on that aspect.
Those tales, that experience, it not only led Titania to write one book on Kooshma, he wrote 2.
People down south, they have to have an explanation for everything. What they don't know, they make up. So it's like, besides, just the folklore of Kooshma, there is actually hundreds, maybe even thousands of just, folklore that just the older people in general just came up with. There's nothing like having an experience that you can actually write about, and it's more believable to you once you write it, and once people read it and hear about it, they actually experience it.
Today, Titania is still writing, hoping to bring his stories to the big screen. His uncle, while proud of his nephew, says that he hopes that Titania isn't stirring anything up by delving deep into Kooshma. And Dave, it was a lot of fun, that shoot was, and Sean Constantine came with me on that shoot, and he didn't like it very much. He was like, I've had that before, and nope.
It's the worst when you're having a nightmare and you just cannot move in the nightmare. You're just stuck there. It is the absolute worst.
So this story is posted on KATC.com, and there's a lot more on the website as well. I have both of the books from Titania, and they're really good, so it kind of gives you a little bit more, because, we all hear these tales, right? There's so many different ones here in South Louisiana. So it kind of gives you a little bit more than what you get maybe from your grandmother or your great-grandmother.
Are they good enough for bedtime stories for your girls?
Of course. Don't send me the angry Facebook messages. I won't read this to my kids. It's just a joke.
Kids love this stuff, just like their mom.